Hi everybody, I'm Bill Sanders and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. Today what I want to talk about are what I call 6 under 7. And these are 6 watches that I think are good buys. They're all under $7,000, some of which are a lot under $7,000. And so let's take a look at them. Now, the first one is a Nomos Huda Autobahn Neometric 41 date. 41 refers to the diameter of the dial. The MSRP on this particular watch is $4,800, which isn't a killer amount, but it's not cheap. And but I found a place that's called PrestigeTime.com, and they had one for $37.40, brand new, which I thought was pretty good. One of the things about Nomos is that they've sort of progressed in terms of their watchmaking. And they have this one series of movements called the DUW. And this one's got a DUW 6101. It's automatic, it's 3 hertz, 42 hours charge to it. One of the things I like about this, and not everybody does, but if you look down at 6 o'clock on that, you see 3 dates. The middle one is today's date, the one to the left is yesterday's, and the one to the right is tomorrow. Now, most people can figure that out without seeing it. For some reason, I really like it. I have it on some of my watches. For example, this is my Parmesan. A lot of Parmesanis have that, and I think it's cool. It just sort of seems to doesn't crowd you as much. I got tomorrow and yesterday. Anyway, I like this. I like Nomos in general. I like this style. It's a very sort of a sporty, cool watch, but a great watch for an everyday office watch or something like that. I really like it. Now this next one, this is another German watch. I'm not going out of my way to find German or anything else, but here's what I found. This one is very unique and I really like it. The MSRP on this was $52.50. And this one's brand new that I found. It was $47.78. Now, it's called the Glashütte Original Senator, but it's probably the original Senator. The the movement is by GUB 4205. It's a shape movement, which I really like. It's has sort of that tonneau shape to it. And it's from GUB was from VEB Glashütte Uhrenbetrieb, which is basically it was a state-run watchmaking tool in Germany before the reunification. And most of the glass, and then out of that, one of the companies in Canada was Glashütte Original, and Glashütte Original has some of these GUB movements, and some of them are very good. And I think this one is unique and very good. This watch is a little smaller. It's 34 millimeters this way, and about 30 and a half millimeters this way. So if you prefer a smaller watch, this might be just the same. Especially, oftentimes you'll have on a rectangle or a tonneau-shaped watch, they'll take up a big hunk of your wrist. And so, like I said, some people prefer them a little smaller. This is a great example. I think it's a beautiful watch. It's just something very cool about it. $47.78. Now, this next one is a used watch, a pre-owned watch, and this is something. Every one of the watches I've shown, I think, have been brand new. But some watches that are really good buys are great buys on the pre-owned market, and one of them is this JaegerLeCoultre Master Geographic, Yergar for Jaeger, I guess. The first part of that name is actually German, second part is French. I was butchering it one way. I found a new way to butcher it, half German, half French. So might as well share the wealth. Okay, now this watch, I found it pre-owned on Crown and Caliber for $64.75. And this is a world timer. I tell you, I've been looking for world timers. I have sort of one world timer, but this one is a pretty true world timer. And it has a power reserve. It has a hand date. I love hand dates up there around 2 o'clock. And then at 6 o'clock, it's got a second time zone. And then it's got the small seconds, or not the small seconds, but the center seconds in the center, and then the hour and the minute. This is a very, very cool watch. I like it a lot. The original price on this is about $13,100, and so at $64.75, it's half price, which I think is a good watch to have. Now, this next one is another Huda original. I'm, like I said, not German day or anything, but this one is another one I like from Huda. Now, this one's a more modern one than the one with the GUB movement, and it's called the 70s Panorama Date Blue Dial. And this is another, just a really gorgeous watch. Now, it's got a square dial, and it doesn't have a shape movement. The caliber 3947, it's a 4 hertz automatic, very reliable, good one. The thing about this watch that I like about this particular one, it's got a nice big date window. I mean, you look at the thing, you don't have to, really try to hunt and peck to try to find a date. That's a big date that you can see right there in the middle. And I think it's a very attractive watch. This is the kind of watch I think a little more formal, but still would be a great one at the office, but also would work pretty well, I think, with date night too. So the MSRP is $8,700, and the offer that I found at Del Rey Watches was $69.59. You can have a discussion with them, see if you can do better than that. That's always recommended. Now this one, I think I've had this recommended before, and actually somebody bought one of these and loved it. So, but I found they still have another one left. It's a great price. I've mentioned Parmesan Fluier. They are tremendous watches. They are the most undervalued watch, and I've noticed that over the past few years, more and more people are catching on to them, so the prices have been sneaking upward. This is why this, I think, is a great deal. This is a Parmesan Fluier Tanda Metrograph. So if you like chronographs, which I don't, this is a great one. Here again, if you look at the right above 6 o'clock, you can see the that date window with 3 dates. Now, the way they do it on Parmesanis, they'll have the odd number, and then they'll have a dot for the even number, and then they'll have the next odd number. This is so they can get it all into that disc. Now, some people I say, gee whiz, there's a 1 and a 3, and there's something in between. I wonder what that is. I don't think it's too hard to read. Now, like I said, the MSRP on this one is $13,500. And the offer is for about $5,000, brand new. This is at a place called the Watch Outlet. They've got a lot of good buys there. The movement is a Parmesan Fluier 315, 28,000 VPH, 42 hours. By the way, too, if you don't know this already, Parmesan is sort of a vertically organized sort of watch manufacturing company, and Parmesan does the designs, and they have another one that does the movement of a company called Vaucheur, and they make excellent movements, and so on and so forth. Each one specializes in these, all owned by the Sandoz Foundation family, or Sandoz Family Foundation. Love this watch. If I like chronographs, I'd grab it myself. Okay, finally, this one right here is a Grand Seiko Heritage GMT. Now, my problem with Grand Seikos has always been two things, and this is me, and it's not the world and anything else. I've always liked the looks of them. I like the feel. I like the quality of their make and everything else. But two things that just don't appeal to me. There's nothing wrong with them, really. One is their what they call the something drive. That basically they have a mechanical drive with a mechanical watch, the rotor that goes around and around. And then what it does, it generates, or in part generates, a kind of power for a quartz regulator on it instead of having a spring regulator. And of course, it's a spring drive. That's the name of it. It's called a spring drive. And so, yes, in terms of moving along, moving forward with horology, it's really a brilliant piece of engineering. But I don't know. I didn't get into this kind of watch collection for that kind of advancements. I feel the same way about silicon in watches. So that's me. It's not being Luddite, because I used to write programs for smart watches. So I mean, you want something that's really great. Now, this thing about this has got one other thing I don't like, and that is anything. I don't like many watches over 3 hertz. I like the 3 hertz and 2.5 hertz, but most watches are 4 hertz. And so anything above 4 hertz is sort of like, like the way you treat a rented mule. You just beat it all the time. Well, this one's 5 hertz and 36,000 BPH. That's beats per hour. This watch is accurate. It makes for a very accurate watch. I don't know. There's a couple of problems with ones with the high beats. One is that when you bump them into something, the higher the beat rate, the more time it takes the balance wheel to get back to its state of, I guess it's homeostasis, where that it is spinning at the rate that you want it to. That's one problem. The other problem is that with that high beat, you got a lot more things beaten up, and so you're going to need service more often. This one, though, one of those ones that's such a cool watch, I don't care. So it's a 6,300. That's the MSRP on it. This is another interesting thing. I looked around for some of the pricing on this. Some of the prices for a new one of these is over 6,300. I think if you really look, you can find some that are under 6,300, but not too many. Still a great price. It's under 7,000. It's got a GMT. It's got a nice clear date. It's not one of those giant dates, but it's not a teeny weeny one either. So this is one I would seriously say, hey, this is something that you might want to consider. Okay, I was able to include Japanese, Swiss, and German watches rather than all of one type or another today. So that gives you a lot of leeway. Let me know what you think. Any other watches you'd suggest that are under 7,000? Actually, 7,000 Swiss francs. And so if they're under $7,000 or they're under 7,000 Swiss francs as well, let me know what you think. This is an opportunity to subscribe if you'd like. Until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection.